Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel. I'm Kamiko Love from thebudgetmom.com, and we have Ryan here.
Hi.
And today we're going to be doing our last official budget recap for 2020, our December budgets. Now, I'm going to be going over a little bit of a recap over my total spending in 2020 as well. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know all about my yearly spending overview that I did over there. December. I was finishing up Christmas shopping. It was quite the month.
Yeah,
it was a busy month for me. So what did you have going on in December as far as your finances go?
I would say a couple of the biggest thing that you'll see is my bonus. So you'll see a huge spike in my income. And another thing is I actually got to see my mom and my brother in December. So there was
You did a trip as well.
Yeah, so there's also some of that in here as well.
So Christmas bonus.
Yep.
Trip to see family.
Yep.
For me, I didn't have anything crazy. I mean, I did use quite a bit of my Christmas sinking fund to finish out some shopping, but other than that, December of 2020 was also the last month that I halted my sinking funds.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In January, I'm starting completely over with my sinking funds, and you'll see that in our January budget recap. But other than that, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of
nothing really different.
No, I think the only thing that really changed for me was we decided to get rid of Hulu TV or Hulu Live.
Oh, okay.
We got rid of Hulu Live and we decided to go with YouTube TV.
Is that better?
It is if you are like football.
Oh, okay, so sports it's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hulu Live does not have Red Zone. Why, Hulu, do you not have Red Zone? But YouTube TV does.
Okay.
So we ultimately kept the Hulu $7 subscription.
Oh yeah, like the normal one.
The normal one, and then we switched to YouTube TV. So that was my main thing. You know, when I decided to cut cable, and we cut Comcast cable, gosh, when we were still living in my apartment, way back when, it's really easy to kind of fall off the bus with all these streaming services.
There's so many now. Like,
it's
cable's not even necessary. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I need Disney Plus. Oh, I need Hulu. Oh, I need Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I need Amazon Prime TV. Oh, I need YouTube TV. And by the time you start adding in all these subscriptions, you're paying for more than cable.
That's true.
And so we're really looking at that because currently I have Amazon Prime, not for the entertainment aspect, but more for buying.
Right.
I have Netflix, I have Disney Plus, and I have
Hulu now.
Hulu.
And YouTube TV.
And
now.
YouTube TV. Jeez. So, you know, Disney Plus was kind of a spur of the moment thing when it came out. Chris paid for that yearly subscription. So, are we going to keep it after this?
Right.
The only great thing about Disney Plus is The Mandalorian. Honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly.
My gosh.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's a reason to keep it.
Gosh.
So today we're going to be going over our full recap, where our dollars went in the last month of 2020, our savings goals, and where Ryan is with her debt. So the first thing we look at in our budget recaps is our monthly budget category breakdown. And this worksheet inside the Budget by Paycheck workbook is essentially breaking down your spending into organized chaos.
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, so you're essentially just putting your spending into dedicated budget categories. And then you're looking at, say, a tracking period budget. So how much do you want or expect or budget for food, say, over a 30-day period? I do it monthly, so from the first of the month to the last of the month. But your budget really depends on the tracking period that you're using for tracking your spending. How much you spent in each category, if you were over or under your budget, and what percentage of that budget category compared to your income. So let's talk about income for a second. Yours is higher than mine.
I noticed that.
This time.
Yeah.
And that's because Ryan got a Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
So for me, my income was just the starting balance, the amount of money that I had left in my checking account or cash that I was rolling over into the new month, plus any incoming income. Now, really quickly, let's look at my income for a second. And what exactly is that? So you can find that on my expense trackers. For my expense trackers, I have one for my checking account and one for my cash. So for me, my income was a whole lot of savings that I used. You can see every single one of these deposits is me using my Christmas sinking fund and finishing and finalizing my Christmas spending. It included $600 that Chris gives me to pay for the bills, and then house maintenance fund.
Oh yeah,
And we're going to be talking about why I had to use my house emergency fund in December. It all has to do with a little sewage issue. But also, I sold something on Mercari. Mm-hmm. My last sweater that was on there sold. So that's my income. My total monthly income for December was $7,132. And if it's highlighted in green, I was under my budget. If it's highlighted in red, I was over budget. Now, of course, in my home category, because I had to use that house maintenance fund, I was over by $382. I was also off by my beauty because I had an unexpected trip to the salon. I had some time in my calendar, and luckily my hairstylist was able to get me in last minute, so I did it. I ended up using numerous cash envelopes for that. I didn't have enough in my beauty cash envelope, so I had to take it from some other categories, but I tracked it as a beauty category. I saved way more than what I wanted to.
Yeah.
I saved a total of 33% of my income, which is huge. That's where my monthly budget category breakdown and where my spending went. What's yours going on?
Okay, so my starting balance was $801.38. My incoming income was $74.87. Now this is obviously, I had a Christmas bonus that was $4,000. So that's where most of that came from, and then I used a $600 sinking fund for Christmas as well.
And you used your whole sinking fund in December?
Yeah, plus some,
wow.
which I'll plus some. So that brought my monthly income to $82.89. I was down in a lot just because I was traveling for a week, so my mom picked up a lot of those expenses. But I did spend way more than I wanted to in Christmas, and that was a lot. But I wanted to help out my family since I was able to, so that's what I decided to do. But I was still able to put a ton towards debt and savings. So I was able to put $22.81 towards debt.
Wow.
And $2,000 towards savings. Now, what I did with my savings, and I kind of decided to split it that way, is, as you know, I am trying to sell my car, but I wanted to make sure that I had a healthy car maintenance fund established before getting rid of that, just because I am now going to be driving a older car. So I wanted that at $2,000. So I just threw $2,000 in there so I don't have to think about that anymore. Good. And then I put the $22.81 towards my current car that I'm trying to sell, just because I'm upside down.
Right. So, does that put you in the positive with your car?
Yeah. Yeah, I am in the positive with my car. It's hard because, like, you know, obviously I don't know what I can sell it for, but as far as Kelley Blue Book goes, I am now not in the red.
Right.
So that's huge to me, and that
You're
was
right
my
side
goal.
up.
Yeah, that was my goal with December.
You're no longer upside down. You're right side up.
Thankfully.
Wow.
So now I can really start. I feel a lot better in my mind. I feel like just going through with selling my current car.
Perfect. That's a big month.
That was a huge month for me. It was a lot. I didn't realize that all of this was happening until I was closing out my budget, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I did that.
Yeah.
And I went shopping, so that's why my Ryen category is over. When I was with my mom.
Right. So you got rid of your beauty category.
Yeah.
And
I
now
just like a personal, like anything Ryen, like anything that I pretty much just don't.
It's a Ryen allowance.
It's
a Ryen allowance.
And I kind of like went a little bit crazy on that while I was down visiting my mom, but.
That's what it's there.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, you're not in debt. You're not going into debt.
Right.
Okay. So the next worksheet we use to close out our budgets is the monthly debt and savings breakdown. And this is really important because this is going to tell you if where you are throwing your dollars is aligning with your financial goals. So how much you were able to save or how much you were able to put towards debt, it's important. But what's really important besides that is what exactly are you saving for and what debt are you paying off? Because if you are working through the budget by paycheck method, then you know that your savings goals should be ordered in order of importance. If you have debt, you should be tackling one debt at a time. As you make the minimum payments on your other debts, you should have one priority debt you are working on. Is your spending reflecting that? So for me, I don't have debt, so I have savings. I was able to save $2,321. Of that, 19% went towards my son's college savings. Now you're going to see a huge increase in this in 2021. I'm talking double.
Nice.
I'm going to be doing over $800 a month towards my son's 529 in 2021. 38% went towards sinking funds.
Wow.
I had 2% go towards my 2020 savings challenge, which I didn't fully complete the challenge.
Oh yeah, December stuff. Okay.
But I did something.
Yeah, right.
I saved $20 for my $5 challenge, and then 40% went towards my landscaping. So when I'm looking at where I actually was throwing my money for savings, my number one goal has always been my landscaping, and it's been that way for the last couple of months. But guess what? That's what my spending is telling me. Next on my list was sinking funds, and then my 529. And all of my savings reflect that. So I did very well when it comes to my savings. What have you going on? I know you are working on debt.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, my income was $82.89, which is about 28%. I was able to put of that towards debt. Most of it, 99% of it, went to my car. I only made the minimum payment on my school loan, so $22.56 went to my car. Savings, I was able to put 24% of my income to savings. And that, I didn't actually realize until I was doing this that they were all $150. The challenges I did top off just because I was kind of like you and I didn't really do all of them to my fullest capability.
Right.
So I just topped that off at $150. And then majority of it went to my car maintenance savings account.
So a lot to do with your car.
Yes.
It's like you were on full prep mode.
I know.
You're preparing.
That was the goal for December, but I didn't think that it would look like this, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, you're no longer upside down.
Yeah.
You have a healthy emergency savings for your car, car maintenance fund.
Right.
You're good
Which
to go.
was my goal, yeah. I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, love that. I'm using the Budget by Paycheck booklet box set. And Ryan's using the full size. So my spending comparison goes over a 2-page spread, hers on 1 page. Now this is all about looking at your current month spending to last month's spending. Did you reach those month to month or tracking period to tracking period goals you're setting for yourself? My number one goal is, I have 2. I want to stick and stay within my pet budget, and I want to keep my food costs down. In December, I spent $37 less in my food than I did in November. So that's a win for me. You're going to see a lot of more thans. Okay. So I had $105 more on utilities. That's because I had an extremely high Avista bill. I spent more in holiday spending, more in beauty because of that hair appointment. So $25 more on pets. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. $200, $19 more in household. That's because I had to use my house maintenance fund.
Nico.
I know. And then I had $80 in James. And so,
nice.
James, let's look at James's category for a second. What does my James category include? For a long time, this was miscellaneous purchases. Like if we went to the store and he wanted something, or maybe I saw an item of clothing that I wanted to get him. And of course, his daycare. The $100 that I pay grandma. Right. And the only money she would take, she won't take more than $100 for me, for grandma. However, in September, we added James to my ex-husband's insurance.
That's right.
So I'm now paying $80 to him for medical.
That's right.
For James. Well, last month I added the $80 to medical. This month I added it to James.
I see.
This is where consistency is key. Because now it shows I actually spent more in James's category when I didn't.
Right.
It actually
you just kind of moved it.
It should have been in medical. So in medical, right here, I should have had James's medical there. I haven't decided if I want to have it in James's category or keep it in my medical category. But that's an inconsistency between the 2 months. So if it's in green, I spent less in December than I did November. If it's in red, I spent more than. I also had a $651 monthly income change. Why? I'm using my Christmas savings sinking fund.
Right.
So that's where I am.
Okay. So I also had an increase of income. Again, my bonus was a huge factor in this. So $3,215 was my income change from November to December. I think I'm pretty split with less than and more than.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
are.
Food is lower just because I wasn't home for a week. So that's pretty much what that is. I'm over in my Ryen personal category because I went shopping. Let's see. Less in gas because I wasn't home. Not too bad. Let's see. More in debt, obviously, as well as more in savings. So that's
Question
why those
for
are
you.
Yes.
The 328 you're over in your Ryen category, where did you take that money from?
I mean, it was in my account just because.
Is it your checking account cushion?
No, I budgeted for it just because it was from my bonus. So it was part of my paycheck.
Oh, okay.
So I just gave myself more money than I
You
usually
gave yourself
do.
a bigger allowance using that bonus you received in
Right.
December,
Right.
but it's not usually that high.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Savings, I saved more. Christmas, I spent more. So I'm not too bad. I feel like a lot of my less thans, like gas is another one, for example, and food.
Because you weren't home.
Just because I wasn't home.
You weren't driving.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is the 3 worksheets that we use for our closing out our budget every single month. So as mentioned earlier in this video, I had to use a house maintenance fund for the second time since purchasing my new home. The first one was over the summer when my AC broke. This last one was a sewage fiasco that turned out to be not a big deal, but ended up costing me money. So for a little background story, I had some smells coming out of a bathroom here on our main living space in the house. I know nothing about pipes. I do have my own septic system, which I don't know a lot about. And eventually, long story short, the smell inside of this bathroom got drastically worse throughout the day.
Man.
Till a point at 11:30 at night,
Oh my gosh.
I had to make an emergency phone call to a plumber for emergency visit to my house because the smell was so bad. I literally thought my house was going to burn
Like toxic
and burn
fumes.
down from from sewage fumes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I didn't know if the fumes were toxic. I mean, the
Right.
smell was that bad inside this bathroom. So I had to call. The plumber came out. He turned on my shower water for literally 5 minutes and the smell went away. And here is a little tip. If you are a homeowner that has your own septic system, run the water anywhere there is a pipe at least once a month. So what happened was this pipe has this sediment inside of it. And if you do not get that sediment wet for a long period of time, it dries up. Your septic tank gases and smells then leak up through that pipe, up through that drain. Mm-hmm. It dried out on me. The moment you get it wet, it expands and there's no more leakage of those smells coming up through your drains. Long story short, I hope I explained that right.
Learned your lesson.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you have a septic system and you have your own home, turn on water. So he just said, hey, when you're not using your drains or your faucets, like it's been since February, since we've never ran the downstairs shower. We always take our shower upstairs.
True, right.
So he's like, just turn on the faucet for 5 minutes, like once a month.
Oh my gosh.
So I felt like an idiot.
I would be right.
Cost me $400.
Oh my gosh.
But at the same time, peace of mind.
Yeah, and you had the money for a reason, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to sleep at night.
Right.
I'm like thinking, oh my God, there's crap leaking somewhere, like
somewhere.
literally crap
Oh.
leaking somewhere in my house, and I felt like it was draining somewhere.
Oh.
Like I was literally having a panic attack. So it's really important to have that house maintenance fund. You can call it a house emergency fund, house maintenance fund, whatever it is be. And maybe that's a goal that you go into with 2021 if you are a homeowner or thinking about buying a home. It's nice when you're renting because all you have to do is make a phone call. Someone can come and fix it.
Right.
But when you're a homeowner, it's a lot different. There are things that you're going to have to pay for that pop up. So get that home maintenance or home emergency fund in place. That was my big thing that happened December. You know, and I can't tell you, like, when they left, I'm like, God, I feel like an idiot. That's all it was.
Right, you just walks in and on.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, right. And how were you supposed to know?
You know, you need to rely on other experts. So 2021, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it is.
We have the 2021 savings challenges coming up. If you have not signed up for that or know anything about that, you can check out our latest YouTube video about the 2021 savings challenges. Should be popping up on the video now. Also, I have some big goals. I'm going to be investing $10,000 into my son's
That's awesome.
College America account. I have a goal to save $2,000 for my Disneyland trip.
Mm-hmm.
I have a goal to max out all retirement this year.
Nice.
So those are my big goals.
Nice.
Big goals as far as financial goals. I do have some health related goals in there as well, as far as eating better and making more of a priority in my life to exercise and work out. Mm-hmm. But those are my goals. What are your goals? What's your goal in 2021?
Ultimately paid off my student loans. But my first goal is getting rid of my car, and then I can tackle that goal. But I'm hoping it all happens. I know at least me selling my car will happen in 2021. I'm hoping I'll become debt-free in 2021 too.
Debt-free.
Yeah, so that's my big focus.
We have to start thinking about what we're going to do when you become debt-free. Oh,
I haven't even thought of that.
Celebration. Celebration.
Party.
Yes. So that is our December budget recap. If you found this video helpful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. So Christmas bonus. My dog. And how much you paid off in debt. It's important.
Sorry.